Hey, it's Gwen Fox, and I'm happy that you're here. Today we're going to cover the principles of design and explain each one so that you understand them. But before we do this, I want to make sure that you've subscribed, because that is, if you haven't already, and because I think you're going to love all the information that you get, not only from me, but the comments from the incredible people who've watched the videos, and they leave these great comments. As I said in the video last week, I think that the principles of design, I look at them as the foundation of a painting. It's like building a house. It's your blueprint. It's your plan. And that's what you do for your painting. Now, there are several principles, and they are movement, balance, emphasis, unity, rhythm, contrast, and then pattern. Now, each one of these principles have a very important role in creating a successful painting. Now, let's break each one of these down into bite-sized information. Movement. Movement is the visual movement that is used to take the viewer through your work and to your center of interest. Movement is important in your art because you don't want the viewer to wonder where to go. Movement is done via line, edges, shapes, color within the work. Diego Rivera's painting, Liberation of the Peon. All movement leads to the focus where the knife is cutting the ropes. Movement is also created by observing the direction of the human eyes. Where are they looking? They're looking directly at the peon. Now, next is emphasis. Emphasis is used to create dominance and focus in your work. You can emphasize with color and value and shape or other elements to achieve dominance. Contrast can be used to emphasize a center of interest. This is done through a hard line instead of a soft line at your center of interest. You can also do it with strong contrast, such as black and white or colors that clash, those that are directly across the color wheel. Next is balance. Balance refers to the distribution of visual weight. Balance can be either symmetrical or asymmetrical. What's interesting about visual balance is that you can have a lot of visual weight on one side of the painting and then a small shape on the other side, and it will balance out. An example here is Winslow Homer's painting, The Carnival. The painting tells a story. But look on the right side. All the weight is there, but it's balanced by the little girl on the left. Degas' arrangement of dancers would slide off of the lower left corner if it wasn't for two red skirts on the right. Now, unity. Unity is probably the most important thing of a well-designed painting because it makes the painting hold together. When you look at it, you want to know everything belongs together. And this is when the artist has achieved unity. Let's take Van Gogh's painting, for example, in Starry, Starry Night. It holds together because of the unity, the dominance of cool colors, and his swirling brushstrokes. They unify, and they have a feeling that everything belongs. The same thing in his self-portrait. It's filled with unity. Next is rhythm. Rhythm is a repetition of visual movement. You can achieve this with colors, shapes, and lines. You want the viewer to stop in front of your painting and enjoy what you've created. And variety will go a long way to providing you a way to allow this. It's essential to keep the painting exciting. And to not do it, it's going to be boring. And nobody wants our paintings to be boring. And in this painting, the nude descending the staircase shows the rhythmic movement of a figure coming down the stairs. Now, I tell you, try this and try to feel the rhythm the next time you walk down the stairs. Next is contrast. Contrast refers to the differences in values, colors, textures, shapes, and other elements. Contrast creates visual excitement and adds interest to the work. And if all art elements value are the same. Like if all of your values are the same, it's going to be boring. Yeah, you don't want that. Now, here's one of mine, and you can see the contrast of value of the black and white. And Diebenkorn did many of these without color. And here is an Italian artist, Morago, who does bold shapes with bold contrast. You know, I watched a national show being judged one year, and the paintings that stood out were the ones with great contrast. So remember that when entering a juried show. Pattern. Now, here's where I have an issue with pattern being in this category, because I think it should be in the elements instead of foundation. It's not foundational. Yeah, you see pattern all the time in nature. The example would be shells, different kinds of shells, different patterns. Take, for example, Klemt's painting of the kiss. The clothing is filled with pattern that enhances the entire painting. To me, pattern is in the elements category, but no matter where you put it in your mind, pattern can be a fabulous way to enhance your paintings. Pattern can be both negative and positive. Klemt's was in a positive form. The negative pattern is merely pattern that's indicated by doing some negative painting or by stamping like this one by Peggy Hammett. Now, what pattern does is increase visual excitement by enriching the surface interest. These are the basic principles of design. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please comment below. I'd love to read your comments and ideas. And I hope this has helped, because I have to tell you, I learned a lot by doing this research and by doing this. You think you know it, and then you start reading it and you think, oh yeah, that's right. So I hope this has helped. Stay tuned for next week, where we will have the elements of design. And so I will see you then. I love you. Bye.